This schedule couldn't have worked out any better, to be quite honest with you. This is the perfect mock draft for the Friday after Bill Belichick has mutually parted ways with the New England Patriots after 24 seasons. Literally, I was 3 years old when Bill Belichick was appointed the head coach of the New England Patriots, and such a nostalgic, weird feeling seeing Bill Belichick not coaching the Patriots anymore. A very short and sweet and kind of Bill Belichick-esque press conference today with Robert Kraft. But I think what we have to look at the big picture here with this mock draft is this is going to be a completely new look New England Patriots. We're looking at a team that for the first time since 1999 is going to have a new head coach. And I honestly don't even remember exactly when Bill Belichick took over as the GM, but they're going to have a GM as well for the first time in quite some time. So this is going to look a lot different. Usually when I do New England Patriots videos or New England Patriots mock drafts, it looks very different because I try and get inside the psyche of Bill Belichick because you never know what his next move is going to be. I mean, in one draft, he took, what was it? He took the three running backs and like two quarterbacks in the same draft, whatever it was, with Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi and Pierre Strong Jr. and like Kevin, whatever it was. I'm drawing a blank on everyone's name, but you know what I'm saying? You don't really know exactly what you're going to get. He took Cole Strange in the first round a few years back when he was probably a mid-second round talent at best. You know what I mean? But this is going to look a lot different. I don't think Patriots fans are ready for a normal-ish type of draft season where, you know, Bill Belichick hasn't been the greatest drafter. I think we could all agree on that, especially lately. He's definitely whiffed on a lot more picks than he hit, especially on the offensive side of the ball. So I feel like Patriots fans are always kind of just used to like, whatever. Like these guys aren't going to be big time contributors because, you know, Bill usually misses on all these. This is going to be a lot different than what I think. Now, the New England Patriots have quite a bit of draft capital here to work with. 334, 68, 99, 130, 164, 172, and 203. As I mentioned in previous videos before, this is a new type of 7-round team mock draft series where, you know, I do consider trade downs. I consider trade ups as well. And I'm going to have a lot of fun with this one. This is going to be a new look for the New England Patriots. Before we get into this, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys enjoyed this video or videos like this, please leave a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. We're inching closer and closer to 10,000 subscribers before the 2024 NFL Draft, and I would absolutely love to get there before. And with your help, that's certainly possible. Now, let's get into this number 3 overall pick. So very surprisingly at number 3 overall here, we didn't get any trade offers, and I thought that was super strange. Caleb Williams and Drake May off the board already. Here's what I'm going to do. I know Marvin Harrison Jr. is still on the board. I'm well aware that he's still on the board right now with Caleb Williams and Drake May being the first 2 picks. I don't think that Jaden Daniels is out of the realm of possibility because we're looking at this as a new regime, a new GM, a new head coach, possibly an offensive style head coach. To be quite honest with you, Jaden Daniels is a lot better of a quarterback prospect than we gave him credit for at the beginning of the year. I did go on record in my Jaden Daniels NFL draft prospect profile and say that even though he has the talent and he's massively improved from last year to this year, he still seemed like a project type of quarterback. I think with the refinement that he has over the second half of the college football season, I mean, he was just playing at an unbelievable level. He won the Heisman. I think he's the best deep ball thrower in the entire draft. I'll be honest with you. And that's coming from a draft class that has Drake May in it. And Drake May consistently is in the 90 plus in PFF grading when it comes to his throws deep down the field or 20 plus yards down the field. Maybe he doesn't have as as Drake or Caleb Williams, but he has really great deep ball accuracy. He's a tremendous athlete. He's a tremendous overall player, and that's a player that I want to build my new franchise around. So I'm going to take Jaden Daniels here at number 3, who's rated the number 10 overall prospect on PFN. I think that's a little low. I think he should probably be in the top 5 at this point, but I'm going to take Jaden Daniels to start this new regime of the New England Patriots and New England Patriots football. So maybe in past Bill Belichick regimes, this would be a trade that I would consider, moving down significantly. We're moving down 28 picks to take this. Number 93 overall, which is a end of the third round pick, a second and a fourth next year. That seems like a very Bill Belichick-esque trade down. But like I said, this is a new regime. We don't have to think like Bill Belichick anymore since he resigned. So I'm going to reject this. This is something that I'm not interested in. I want to keep these high picks because I want to get an impact player to go along with Jaden Daniels. Now, the New England Patriots have a lot of holes on the offensive line. Mike Onwenu is a free agent, and he's just someone that's been like such an unsung hero throughout his NFL career. He's been a sparkling player at the guard position, and now he kicked out to right tackle this past season, and he held his own. I think he legitimately has a future. He's like an Elton Jenkins type of player as well, where like they do really, really well at both positions on the inside and at right tackle. So I think if Onwenu is re-signed, I think he is going to be the right tackle of the future. So the middle of the offensive line kind of has to be addressed. David Andrews is a good center. Cole Strange is probably going to come back to play guard. Who's going to play that other guard position? Who's going to play left tackle? Even if Trent Brown is brought back, I don't really think that that's your long-term starter. So I'm looking at tackle early now, but I'm also looking at wide receivers, obviously, because that was a real Achilles heel for the New England Patriots this year. You say what you will about Mac Jones, say what you will about Bailey Zappi, the type of quarterbacks that they have. New England didn't really help them out. I mean, they just signed like tight end after tight end, Mike Gesicki, Hunter Henry, all these guys. They had Jonnu Smith for a while. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't really give him that much. Demario Douglas on the outside, Juju Smith-Schuster didn't really add anything. They essentially gave the same contract to Juju Smith-Schuster that the Vegas Raiders gave to Jacoby Myers. Didn't really make much sense in terms of that. I like Graham Barton a lot here, but I'm going to look at the wide receivers that are on the board. And there's one that I'm looking at in particular. He's here. I'm going to take him. It's going to be Xavier Leggett for me. I can't argue with the size, speed, physicality combination. 6'3", 227 pounds. He's probably going to run somewhere in the 4.3s. Now, that is freaky speed at that size. Now, I know a lot of people are going to come on here and say there's no way Xavier Leggett will be here at number 34. And you might sort of kind of be right. But at the same time, there are so many good wide receivers in this draft class, an unprecedented amount of good wide receivers in this draft class. A couple guys are going to be the odd men out. I already know for a fact, or I don't know for a fact, but I'm already guessing one of them is going to be Xavier Worthy, maybe due to his, height-weight ratio at 6'1", 170 pounds. Like, I don't really know if that's round one worthy right now, no pun intended. Troy Franklin is another guy that might be an odd man out, even though I think he's a baller. And this would, in past mocks that I've done for the New England Patriots leading up to this video, I've taken Troy. It's either flip-flop between Xavier Leggett and Troy Franklin, but that's another guy that gives me like CD Lamb vibes that might be an odd man out. So I think it's a very real possibility that Xavier Leggett is here at number 38. Now, I don't think, if you see the board here to the left, Jared Verse, first off, falling out of the first round is crazy. And I don't think that the Carolina Panthers would take an edge over a tackle or a wide receiver. So Leggett could have been off the board there, or it could have been Franklin. Either way, I'm going to take what the board is giving me, and I'm going to take Xavier Leggett. This is a prototypical wide receiver one. You got your quarterback of the future. Now you have your wide receiver one of the future, a bit of an older prospect and only one elite season of production under his belt, but I'm banking off of that freakish athleticism at that size. So Xavier Leggett is going to be the pick here for me at number 34. This is a terrible trade. Why would anyone do this? 68 and 203 for 147 and a second next year? That's some garbage. But we have number 68 overall here. We're going to look at, okay, if it ever rejects, thank you. So we're definitely going to look at a couple different positions here for the New England Patriots. I'm looking at tackle, and I'm looking at edge as well. Edge is an interesting case for me. I know Matthew Judon is still under contract. Josh Uche is a free agent as well. Don't really have much else in the pass rushing department. From the edge rushing perspective, we'll take a look and see who's here. Chris Braswell is probably going to be here. Yeah, Adisa Isaac, I already drafted in a different one. Darius Robinson, someone I like a lot. Jonah Ellis. But I think we have to address the offensive line here. And Kieran Amagaji is here. I love that player out of Yale. Patrick Paul is an absolute freak, a little bit green. I like Delmar Glaze here, though, out of Maryland. Someone that has started every single game at left tackle. 6'5", 326 pounds, I want to say. He's an absolute mauler in the run game, and he's a great pass protector as well. And he provides excellent length. I think that's who we're going to go with here. Delmar Glaze is going to be the pick here for me at number 68. Maybe a tad bit of a reach with maybe Patrick Paul on the board, but I'm trying to be a little realistic here. I don't think the third round comes around and Kieran Amagaji and Patrick Paul are on the board. So this is going to be the left tackle of the future. So 3 picks in so far. We've gone all offense, but we've reset the market essentially at three of the most premium positions in the NFL: quarterback, wide receiver, and offensive tackle. Delmar Glaze is a name that you might not be familiar with right now, but come combine time, pro day time, he might not even find himself in the third round. He might be a lot higher than that. So this is going to be the pick here for me at number 68 for the New England Patriots. So the safety position for the New England Patriots is definitely a position of need in this upcoming draft class here, with Jaden Mills being a free agent, a couple other guys being free agents as well. I really like Jaden Hicks out of Washington State here. He just accepted his invitation to go to the Senior Bowl. 6'3", 212 pounds. He brings really good ball skills to the table, as well as that size. He can come down, play big nickel. He could play linebacker and sub packages as well. Someone that you could really move all around the defense. And again, we don't really know what this new head coach, this new regime is going to bring, what type of defense. I'm just going off of really, I don't want to say best player available at every single position of need, but like that's kind of sort of what I'm going for here. But Jaden Hicks is a freak athlete, and he has tremendous size for the safety position. I think this would be a really nice addition to that secondary, which is getting Christian Gonzalez back after a very promising beginning to his rookie season. Unfortunately, he went down with a season-ending injury. I think people forget that Christian Gonzalez is coming back fully healthy next year, so that's a big boost to the secondary. The corner position might not be as big of a need as the safety position. I'm going to take Jaden Hicks here at number 99 to kind of shore up the back end of that secondary. At number 130 here, this is where one of hopefully two edge rushers are going to come off the board here for me in this draft class for the New England Patriots. At number 130, it's going to be Steve Linton out of Texas Tech. Now, he's not going to blow you away with his pure statistics. I believe he had 3 sacks this past season. He had 4 sacks last season with Tyree Wilson on the defensive line with him. But what he lacks in the production is his overall athleticism and his explosiveness off the line of scrimmage. This is also someone that gets doubled off the edge quite frequently, whether it be with an inline tight end, whether it be with a crack block by a running back, something like that. He gets double teamed quite often and thrown off of his rush. Linton is an absolute beast, and you can't really argue with the value this far down the board at 130. Maybe a little bit of a reach here, but the edge rushing class is a little bit top heavy, and once you get towards these middle rounds here, it's a little thin, and I just think other positions take precedent over it, especially with Matthew Judon coming back and maybe Josh Uche coming back, maybe a free agent, or anyone that's on, or Keon White kind of taking that next step and being another edge rusher or a defensive lineman for the New England Patriots. So I really like Steve Linton. I like the athletic ability that he brings to the table, and he's kind of a moldable piece. He's 6'5", he has a humongous frame, but he's only 235 pounds. So he has a lot of room to kind of fill out as well, maybe be a down lineman. Who knows exactly what's going to happen for the New England Patriots, but Linton brings a ton of athleticism and a ton of explosiveness. So I like that a lot at 130. At number 164 here, I'm going to address the tight end position. I know maybe a little bit late for a lot of people to kind of, oh, you're taking a tight end too late. I get it, but Bryson Nesbitt is down the board here, 6'5", 235 pounds. Kind of the same spiel that I gave about Steve Linton is going to be the same spiel about Nesbitt. Super consistent from the tight end perspective. I believe he had 530 yards, 507 yards last year, and then like 400 something. Not a huge role in the North Carolina Tar Heels offense, but he offers a huge, big body target, really nice athleticism, just a tremendous wingspan as well. He's just a huge player, and that's what with I believe Hunter Henry's a free agent, Mike Gesicki's a free agent. I'm thinking that they're going to want to bring in a more blocking tight end, and then have someone like Nesbitt who's more of a receiving tight end. Just give Jaden Daniels or whoever's playing quarterback just way more options. So Nesbitt is really nice value down the board here. Tight end, once you get past Brock Bowers, Jatavion Sanders, and I'm maybe Dallin Holker or something like that, you don't really have too many options that I'm looking at higher up the board. So I like Nesbitt here. I like the value, and I like the athleticism and the wingspan and the safety blanket type of tight end that he can bring to a rookie quarterback like Jaden Daniels. Then at 172 here, I'm going to address the offensive line once again. Dominic Pooney is someone out of Kansas that I really, really like. He's listed as an offensive tackle here. He has taken snaps at tackle, but he's primarily a guard and a center. 6'5", 320 pounds. His athleticism really reminds me of like a Joe Tipman from last year, or that, or like a Nick Saldivari, someone like that. That's going to test really well athletically, and he's going to have a ton of versatility. So down the board at 172. This is someone that could honestly start on the interior of the offensive line right away. Maybe for someone like Jake Andrews, something around those lines. City Sow, maybe. I don't know off the top of my head how City Sow has played this season, but maybe if they're looking for an upgrade, more depth, the offensive line is a really, really volatile position where you just can never have too many good offensive linemen. So Pooney is someone that I think down the board is going to offer tremendous value and versatility, and someone that has enough polish to start right away. So with our second to last pick, we're going to take Dominic Pooney here out of Kansas. At number 203 here, a second straight 7-round team mock draft with no trade downs. Very surprising. We got off to a hot start with the Carolina Panthers, and then we've kind of fizzled out since. But at 203 here, I'm kind of torn. There's two players that I really, really like that are tremendous value, that are probably going to boost their value through the Senior Bowl, their pro days, the NFL Combine. That's going to be Isaiah Williams out of Illinois here, way down the board. And that's also going to be Jalen Green out of James Madison. Jalen Green is someone that you might know if you look at stats. He was close to the top, or he was the top. Off the top of my head, I don't remember, of the sack totals in the FBS. He had a tremendous season for James Madison in their first season in the FBS. And you know what? I think I'm going to take him for it's tough. I really like Isaiah Williams here, but I think I'm going to take Jalen Green. I'm going to take more pass rushers here just because of the free agents that the New England Patriots have on their roster. And I think Green has some tremendous upside. He's going to be a speed guy. He's going to be more of an outside linebacker in the 3-4. He's not going to put his hand in the dirt. He's not going to come out of a 3-point stance to rush the quarterback. He's going to be someone that stands up off the edge as an outside rush linebacker. But I'm banking off the potential here. At 203, these are where you take your project type of players, your special teamers, your situational players. And that's what I think Jalen Green could be. He can be someone that uses his abilities to be a situational pass rushing specialist. And I don't think you could really argue with the value. I believe he had 16 sacks this past season for James Madison. I can't argue with the statistics at number 203. So that's who's going to end out our 7-round Patriots mock draft. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. In case you skipped to the end of the video, which I completely don't blame you if you do, because when I watch these videos, I do the same exact thing. At number 3 overall, we took Jaden Daniels, quarterback and Heisman winner out of LSU. At 34, we took the beast Xavier Leggett out of South Carolina, 6'3", 227 pounds, runs somewhere in the 4.3s. At number 68, we took our left tackle of the future in Delmar Glaze. At 99, we shored up the safety position with Jaden Hicks. Steve Linton comes off the board, 6'5", 235-pound edge rusher out of Texas Tech at 130. At 164, we take Bryson Nesbitt, more of a receiving tight end out of North Carolina. At 172, we took Dominic Pooney, a super versatile offensive lineman out of Kansas. And then at 203, to round it out, we took a project pass rusher in Jalen Green out of James Madison. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching today. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I see you in the next one.